How's it going, guys? This is Legendary Nats, also known as Stan, and welcome to episode 6. So, I want to go ahead and get a couple things out of the way real quick. One of the things is that there is going to be a little bit of fluctuation with how I do some of these videos, and one of the reasons are because I actually live with my grandparents at this moment. I'm in the process of moving my wife and I here from one city to another due to job situations. So there are going to be some times where I talk a little bit more monotone that I really want to, and then there's going to be times I'm going to be talking really excited, upbeat, and all that, just trying not to be too overbearing or anything along those lines. So this is going to be one of those times where I'm going to try to be a little bit more optimistic and more energetic with how I handle my commentary. So yeah, last episode we took on the Bell Gargoyles, absolutely slaughtered them in many ways. Needless to say, it was pretty glorious how we did it, and we got to unlock a shortcut to Firelink Shrine. And so we're going to continue on with the story and going forward. Not this way. I'm going the wrong way. I don't even know where I'm going. So we're going to actually continue on going where we're wanting to go. Wherever that may be. Who knows? But one of the things that I've been trying to figure out is how am I going to do my character. One of the fun aspects of this game is actually trying to figure out what kind of build are you going to go with. And I normally, through most games, now I do tend to try and play different playthroughs. During my first playthrough, I always normally play the safe route and try to play like just melee, straight up melee. But I'm going to try a little bit different. I'm going to actually try to play and try to get a few more things. I'm going to probably try to aim for a bit of a magic-based build so that I can do spells and all that stuff. That's going to mean that I'm going to have to switch doing from what I'm doing, where I'm just building up my strength and my stuff. So, oh crap. See, that's the stance you don't want to do. You don't want to attack him right now, because if you try attacking him right now, he'll parry riposte, and he'll just absolutely wreck your crap. Yeah. So, if you're wondering why I'm trying to take these guys down, it's because I'm really wanting to see if I can get their sword. And the best way to get their attention is just roll through pews. You know, the pews. Ah, one-shotting them. That is how I like it. I'm gonna see if I can sneak on them. Hey, take this. Have a good day. And of course, I didn't get crap. That tends to be my luck every time I try to actually farm for something I want. Oh, someone rang the bell. One of the things I can really say, this episode I'm not going to go like full-blown glorified or anything like that, in which I really haven't done that. And if it's something you guys are really interested, if you're wanting me to really break down the lore, I will break down the lore for you guys and give you my takes on it. I'm not going to be as good as like Vadi Video or Epic Name Bro or Dave Klein. These guys are phenomenal, and if you want to know in much more depth than what I can give, I definitely say that you guys check them out. They're some of my favorite YouTubers that do Dark Souls content, so. But yeah, so we will continue on. Let's see if our boy Siegmeyer of Katarina or Siegward. I'm serious. I'm going to screw up their names nonstop because I'm going to keep thinking between both games. And those who are veterans are like, how can you just screw up names, you noob? Get good, scrub.
Still closed. Still closed.
Well, he doesn't have anything new to say, which I didn't think he did, but, you know, it never hurts to really check. But we're going to continue on making our way downtown, walking fast, and try doing what we can. See what all we can accomplish in this episode. We're going to go right down here. I didn't go this way for a reason, because I wanted to take care of the Bell of Awakening. The top bell with the church. We're going to go over here, and you see this guy? This is called a Titanite Demon. Really not that hard. He will do attacks like that, and oh boy, yeah. He's not that hard, but he'll just kill you. You know, it's no big deal. He'll just kill you. No big deal at all. But in this episode, we're going to just kind of have some fun doing some things. We will try to accomplish some of the stuff in the story, but we're not going to go like, you know, I didn't even rest at that stupid freaking bonfire. No wonder I'm all the way back here. I mean, I didn't really need a rest. That's the whole reason why I didn't do it. That's the reason why. But I should have done it. Gosh, idiot. But, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out how I want to do my build, and I know I kind of went off topic on that, all because I was distracted on wanting to take on the Baldur Knights. But, I'm trying to think of how I want to do my build. There's a few ideas I have, like, of course, one of them is doing a sorcery build, so just having, melee and sorcery as my big thing. Someone mentioned doing dex, but I'm not a big fan of doing dex builds. I know they're awesome, they really are, but, probably thinking about doing something along the lines of doing a strength sorcery build. And I'm either going to do it like that, or I'm going to do a pyromancy sorcery build. And one of the things you're going to notice is how beastly pyromancy is if I do go that route. Now, some people will probably disagree with that, like, because pyromancy is extremely broken in this game, and can really mess up a bunch of different enemies, which is understandable, you know. Alright, so I'm going to try and get revenge. Oh, I didn't think he had hit me. Luckily, you can't hit me from there. Ooh, that arch swing, man. He can do some crazy acrobatic things with only having... Oh, gosh. With only having one leg, part of a tail, no head. Do some crazy things, man. I didn't think he could hit me right here, so just wanted to make sure. Now, there's going to be a reason why you want to kill this guy. And I thought I was going to have him right there, but he ended up... Oh. Oh, gosh. Okay. Whew! That got close. Sometimes he'll... Oh, man. That blue tearstone ring, definitely... I'm pretty certain that's what saved me. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty certain that's what saved me. But sometimes he'll actually drop that pick that he had in his hand. And it's not a bad weapon. I don't consider it a real good weapon. But, I mean, it's not a bad weapon. Now, where we're going is an interesting place. We're going into the woods. You'll find it's... Oh, my gosh. How did that hit me? Oh, I am dead. I forgot about that. These guys will actually... What they drop are going to be moss clumps. You will have purple moss clumps and blood red moss clumps. The blood red is to help with your resistance on bleeding. And then the purple moss will help you if you're poisoned. And then they had the blooming purple moss. The blooming purple moss actually helps you if you have toxic. And you will learn the difference between the two because the two are extremely specific. If you actually do, or if you go into the Blighttown, there are specific little dart shooting guys, and these dart shooting guys actually are ridiculous with what they can do. They can do some damage if you're not careful. The toxic darks that they shoot at you, and I know I said darks, not darts, they will kill you so quickly, you a lot of times can't keep up with trying to heal yourself to keep yourself alive. So that's something you have to be very careful about whenever going into that area. Luckily, we're not going there yet. We're going to go there a little bit later. We're going to do some other things before we try doing that. And if you see right here, you see this glowing door, you won't be able to go in there yet. You have to have a key to be able to do it, but I will tell you, some people don't know about this. Here is a secret passage, and you'll want to kind of pay attention to these things. There are illusionary walls all over the place in this particular game, and you have to hit them to be able to open them up. And we're going to go ahead and light the bonfire and sit down, because that's actually how we'll make sure that we, you know, if we die, we'll come up in this place. So, alright, so we're going to raise that. And I'm going to go ahead and start shooting up my intelligence a little bit so that I can have some of that there spell castery ability, if you know what I'm saying. So, this is a pretty tricky thing. Now, FromSoft is known for their troll-like tendencies, and one of their troll-like tendencies is to set up the potential chance for ambushes. You see that item, you're going to be like, oh man, I really want to get that item. So you're going to come right in here, pick up that item, and then you're going to get ramsacked by the ants. And they hit pretty hard, you know, so that's the problem. If you didn't know that, and these guys jumped up on you like that, you would just get killed. So, I mean, I did the first time, but then again, I'm not as pro as a lot of people. So, let's see what boss is behind this fog wall. There is no boss. There is no cake. It was a lie. Alright, so in here we're going to come across a very unique enemy type. You kind of see it right ahead of me, but there is a suit of armor over there. And they're kind of big enemies, and they do hurt a lot if they hit you. The good thing is that they are slow, and they do hit a lot harder than some of the other enemies that you'll come across. I know that's not really good news, but the thing is that they do that is dangerous about them, they'll cast a spell on you. And now you're theirs. No. They'll cast a slow spell on you, and it'll just greatly decrease your movement speed. And they can be a kind of a pain to deal with. So just be mindful of that. I know I say just be mindful of that, but I'm just trying to be a bro. Be careful, because when you go in there, this guy will try to sneak up behind you and give you a little kiss on your butt. And you don't really want that. I mean, you may. Alright, so you see this right here? This is another thing that FromSoft likes to mess with people. You would not notice, but on this tree, if you're not paying any attention, there is actually an enemy right here. And what I'm going to do is hit it, obviously. But it's designed to look like some vines and branches. Really, really good design, in my opinion. I just really like how they screw around with you. Egg vermifuge. That is to help out if you have an egg on your head. Removes the parasitic egg from the body. Right now, we're not going to have to worry about this, but we can look into this whenever we get to the area that's going to matter. So, I'm not going to go over it yet, but I will go over it. I do promise you that. Alright, I promise, guys. I mean it. I will inform you all. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and kill. And of course, you can't hurt him whenever he's down. You see, he takes a good bit of abuse. And there is the spell that he was about to do. I luckily stunned him before he do it. But hey, you can still Katamari him. That's all that matters right there. That's a win-win, if I say so myself. Alright, and here's another one right here. Alright. Well, it seems like I think it's the 5th hit that'll actually stun him. So, we're going to continue on. There's one more right here. I'm just going through and killing all these guys because they can be a pain to actually deal with. So... there we go. Alright, so there's that one. And then there is going to be two more right here. Oh gosh. Like I said, they hit like a truck if they actually hit you. I was trying to kill this thing. Ow. And those tree people can actually hit pretty far if you're not careful. Oh my gosh. That shouldn't have even hit me. Hey bro. You stuck? And he cast that slow spell on me. Now you'll see that I'm, well, not anymore, but you'll see that I was actually running slow, and my stamina was coming back a little bit slower than it normally would. Get this elite armor set. We're going to come over here so that we kind of lure the tree people over here. The Ints. Making me use up my juicy juice. Come on. Stop being a lame-o. You're so lame. Come here. Come here. I'd really like it if it stopped getting stuck behind big boy. Oh my gosh, how did that even hit me? Alright. You see how slow I'm moving? Even how I react, he basically encumbers you to where you can't even dodge. Isn't that just so freaking lame? Yeah. So, be careful with those guys. I don't really need to kill them anymore, other than just going to grab my souls. I was only really going in there so I can get that armor set, and we'll go ahead and read the armor set real quick. That armor set's actually one of my favorite armor sets. The Elite Knight armor set. Armor of a nameless knight, perhaps an elite knight of Astora, based on the fire-warding heraldic symbol on its blue surcoat. Although he was loath to give up on his undead mission, he perished at the undead asylum and went hollow. This is actually the same exact armor set that Oscar of Astora was wearing. And it is pretty sad because it's kind of breaking down a little bit of what we remember of good old Oscar. Poor guy. It's a sad day. For reals, man. I like Oscar a lot. I really do. He was really good NPC once you actually know the full story that was supposed to partake with him. I really like his storyline. So we'll go on this way. Oh, I guess you did. Oh my gosh. How did it hit me? I don't even know. Alright, so we're going to go over here, but this is a path with a moving tree. And we're going to actually just kill this tree. If I remember correctly, originally this tree was supposed to have an attack animation. But it does not. In the final product, it did not have an attack animation, but I think it was supposed to have one. And we're going to come across another little enemy type, which is like this little frog-looking thing. Really cool-looking design, but it's a ridiculous-looking frog at the same time. And here's another one of these trees. I don't really know the purpose of these things since they didn't have an attack animation. I know that they're an enemy type, but I don't know what they were supposed to really do since they decided to not give them the ability to attack. So it's kind of weird. Those frogs are also good to farm to be able to get, I think, what is it that they can drop? I'm trying to remember what it is they can drop. Dodging. Ha! Loser. Oh my gosh. That's what I get. I think the rank saved me on that one. Oh my gosh. I was kind of hoping he was going to do his little thing. What is it? Green Blossom. That's what these guys drop. Green Blossom actually makes it to where your stamina comes back faster. So it's actually really good to have that. A lot of people use it for PvP. And we're right next to... Can I get it? Oh no. Never mind. It's not like I really wanted it or anything. Alright, we're gonna just run and run and run. There is another suit of armor up here, if I remember correctly. Or am I wrong? No, there is. We're not gonna fight them. We're just gonna get this. Jump right here, and we're gonna just run on past these guys and not even worry about them. Just get back to the bonfire. Besides, we have a little bit of souls that we can spend, so... Oh my gosh. There we go. Prick. If you have enemies in a specific area around the bonfire, they will not allow you to sit down. I don't really care what those items were. All that was just going to be some clumps. Those will be necessary later on, but right now they're not. So that's why I didn't go out of my way to grab them. Alright, so let's go ahead and increase my strength. I'm going to try and get my strength up to 20. And then we're going to start saving up some souls so that we can get a few things. Because I'm going to do some backpedaling here after a while. Oh, before I forget, we had just gotten us a new ring. I knew I heard something. Ha! I didn't think they would actually come. Okay. Well, we're going to just run past them. Well, no. Let's go ahead. Oh. Alright. Alright, so let's, now that we have a good minute, let's look at what that ring was that we just got. It boosts poise. It is the Wolf's Ring. It's a very good ring, just to let you know. It's one of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The Wolf Ring belongs to Artorias, the Abyss Walker. Artorias had an unbendable will of steel and was unmatched with a great sword. Now, that name, Gwyn is actually one of the gods. He's actually the big G himself in this particular world, in this universe of Dark Souls. You will hear that name a lot, especially the 4 Knights. Artorias was considered one of the best knights out of all of them. And he actually went to the land of Ulasil to go fight against the Abyss, and then he just never came back. But he was so powerful that that Gwyn would actually send him to go against, on a regular basis, against different areas of the darkness, going up against the Abyss. The Abyss is a terrible, terrible thing, and you will see that later on in the game. There we go. Alright, so I'm not human right now, but if I was human, there would actually be a summon sign right here. That summon sign is actually going to be for Beatrice, a witch. I am not going to summon her. She does help out a little bit with this fight, but she is not essential to this fight. Because this fight's actually not that hard to do. But I'm just not going to have her help me with it, because I don't want to have her on my team, if that makes any sense. Let me grab the Knight Shield. I think the Knight Shield has better magic. Well, both of them are about the same, but I'll take the Knight Shield because it just... and it's making me way too heavy. I think the Heater Shield is actually... yeah, the Heater Shield is actually a little bit lighter. Okay, so let's go ahead and take on this fight. The Moonlight Butterfly has really pretty music. And is probably one of the more annoying bosses because it likes to float around a lot. Are you coming down to eat? Are you coming down to eat? Please. Come down to eat. This boss is really not that hard to face. It's just that she likes to fly a lot. Oh gosh. And she has some pretty attacks. But that's really all she does. And here she'll actually land and eat right here once she starts getting tired out. And really, you just got to keep on your toes. Oh gosh. The RNG is not... okay, there she goes. She'll do a little AoE right there, so you have to be careful whenever you're trying to attack her. I have to dodge that one a little bit better, or she will actually kill me. Now, she will actually switch between the different sides from time to time, as you just saw right there. And sometimes she'll do that, and she'll shoot like a little shockwave attack. So just be careful. Dang it, come on now. nice if you got you some num-nums with that weird-looking forehead of yours. Now, if you don't have good magic defense, she can do some major damage to you, so you just gotta be careful. This is a very boring fight, so just be careful. And I'm not doing as much damage as I should be. Alright. And it sucks because I don't have a good range. I don't have any range abilities to really hurt her. So I have to be very careful though. Come on. Oh gosh. Yeah, you see that? I misread her. Can't believe I misread her. I've died to her like once in my life and ended up just screwing it, man. Alright. Well, let us continue back, guys. I'm sorry about the death. This episode is going to run a little bit longer than what it normally does. But I'm not going to allow myself to get killed like that. I'd probably have a little bit better magic defenses if it wasn't for the fact that my armor, or for the fact that I couldn't put on more armor. I need to put more endurance on my character, you know. Oh. So let's just make our way upstairs and take her on again. This time, not get killed. It'd be nice if RNG was a little bit nicer to me. Where you at, you pretty moth? Come on. And see, that still hit me. But I think I rolled right into it. So she's already switching to another side. I may have to do my strong swings. Oh, okay, she's doing her big Kamehameha. Please come land. Nope. Of course not. That worked out. Please come eat. I don't think I was doing any more damage than... Oh. I don't think I really did too much more damage than what I would have done if I just would have, you know, done the regular... Okay, so if you kind of stay in between those little blasts, you can kind of dodge some of that stuff. But whenever you take it right there, it does make it a little bit more difficult. I love this music. It's so relaxing. It really is. And you know, for it being such an easy boss. I know I died to him, but it is actually a pretty easy boss. Okay, let me go heal. But she is quite an easy boss. Just gotta, you know when to dodge. You gotta know when to attack. And you just gotta know how to read her pretty well. I mean, I guess that could be applied to anything, but for the most part, as long as you kind of, play your cards right, you should be able to do it. And it does kind of rely a little bit on RNG because it will determine how long she's up in the air and pummeling you with magic. So that is also another factor you have to kind of... So... Okay. There we go. Come on, Bay. Oh my gosh, that one got me. Come on, bruh. Okay, she's coming down. This'll be it. And when she eats, she does heal. So you don't want to leave her alone for long. She will heal. It's not much, but she will heal a little bit. If you actually go back and see right whenever I was hitting her, you'll actually see that her health was ticking up just enough. So we're going to go on up here. Oh, sorry. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. We're going to just continue going up top, up top, up top. Me with my no pants. And you'll actually see another blacksmith that has the same type of model as Andre. It's not really known that I know of why there is another blacksmith that looks just like Andre, but you kind of see that he's kneeling in a like he's praying and he's turned to stone. So let's go ahead and pillage him and see what he has. A Washart basement key and a divine ember and a homeward bone. Now that divine ember is actually going to be useful for us to create blessed weapons. Let's go ahead and read it. Ember required for weapon ascension. Divine embers are property of the church and intended to for divine blacksmiths. Ascends +5 standard weapon to divine weapon. Divine weapons can be reinforced to +5. Divine weapons are for undead hunting. Used against undead and the pawns of necromancers. So, whenever you're going up against regular hollows, undead, that particular... If I was to upgrade my claymore here to a blessed weapon, it would do a ridiculous amount of damage to any hollow that I was to go up against. It would do a lot of damage to them. And we know that because whenever we actually... Let me first make sure that I'm not about to get attacked. We know that, one, they are considered cursed beings. So cursed beings are going to be hurt a lot. Dang, I don't know why I'm so heavy. But we know that cursed beings can get hurt really bad by those weapons. So we just... If we were to want to use that against, let's say... I think if you use a blessed weapon down the catacombs, it will permanently kill the scorpions, the skeletons. Because if you were to try and go in there now, you couldn't permanently kill them without killing the necromancer, the one that continued to bring them back to life. So that's essentially what you would want to use that weapon. I may make a blessed weapon just for the heck of it, to kind of show you what it would do. And if I did that, it would show you exactly what it can do to skeletons. I think I'm right on that. It will actually kill the skeletons permanently, and you wouldn't have to worry about them respawning. At least not immediately. If you were to rest at a bonfire, they would of course come back to life. Oh crap. So yeah, there's that. So we got our first cool ember. These embers, we're gonna want to give them to the blacksmith. So we're gonna actually go see Andre real quick. I know this video is running a little bit longer than what I intentionally wanted it to be. I'm going on about almost 41 minutes, so please forgive me for being a little bit longer, but I wanted to kind of make sure that we did that. You know, I didn't want to end on me getting killed. But let's go ahead and give this over to Andre and see what he says.
My, that's a rare ember you have there. I've seen one of those before. It's the ember of a divine blacksmith. Might you consider leaving that with me? I can produce divine weapons with a flame such as that.
Let's see what he says if we say no.
I see. Is a pity. This is the old church. It was abandoned in favor of the church that you passed through. There are paths leading from here to two forbidden plains, Sen's Fortress and the Darkroot Garden. They attract all sorts of lunatics, no one as cultured as yourself. It's fine to be undead, but keep a level head, eh? Sen's Fortress is an old proving grounds built by the ancient gods. It is the only route leading to the great Panor Londo. Of course, most fools can't even find their way into that fortified death trap. But they won't stop trying. Take that bumbling Sir Onion. I know little of the Darkroot Garden, although I've heard rumors of a divine blacksmith who resides there. Those who get stumped in the catacombs seek him for divine weapons. I know little of all of those.
Alright, so basically just kind of talked a bit more of what I was just talking about with the divine weapons. So let's talk to him again.
That's a rare ember you have there. I've seen one of those before. It's the ember of a divine blacksmith. Might you consider leaving that with me? I can produce divine weapons with a flame such as that.
So,
well, thanks for that. You've made a fine decision. You soon shall see.
So now, if we were wanting to modify our weapons, first off, we would have to have a weapon to be able to reinforce. So if I was to reinforce this particular claymore to +5, which I'm actually about to do that, then I would actually be able to turn it, I would be able to modify it into a divine weapon, and then I could actually go down to the catacombs and take out some of the skeletons in that area and not worry about them coming back. So that is something that's really cool about this weapon. Now I cannot level it up anymore. Once you hit +5 with this regular ember that he has, you can't level up that weapon anymore. The only other choice you have is to modify the equipment to turn it into a divine weapon, which I'm not going to do that. And besides, I don't have green Titanite shards. You have to get that from somewhere else. So let's kind of recap a little bit.
Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Let's kind of recap a little bit. He mentioned the Darkroot Gardens, known only a little bit, but he knew about the divine blacksmith that was there, which we just brought him the ember, and he kind of gave a little bit of explanation. And then he mentioned Sen's Fortress, which is where Sigurd is actually sitting at. Sen's Fortress is kind of like where you make it into the middle part of the game. And it is protected because the only way to open it up, which Sigurd does not know this, is that you have to ring the 2 bells. If you don't ring the 2 bells, then you don't open up Sin's Fortress, because that second bell signals for the fortress to actually open it up. That's why it's not non-impregnable. It's just you can't breach it without them knowing that it's time to open it up. But this is where we're going to leave it off. I've left this video on long enough. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I am really enjoying my playthrough so far and being able to upload it and share it with you guys. I really do. Thank you so much for your support. And I'll see you on the next episode. Later.